Hey girl, what's up?
I'm good. How you, girl?
I'm okay.
She's not okay. She's just being dramatic. We are Lara and
Mol.
we are two intercontinental besties, and we have realized that we talk too much and we don't get anything out of it.
That's an
So why not
understatement.
just talk here, talk to you, and let's see where this goes, you know? So we
right
decided,
off of a cliff edge.
yeah, just we thought starting a podcast would be a great way because, she's my go-to. I go to her when I need advice. She comes to me when she needs advice. And if anyone else needs advice in our immediate circles, we probably shouldn't, but we do come to each other and be like, hey girl, what do you think about this person's situation? Give me advice to give to them as if it was me, but it's not me.
It's usually family.
Yeah. It's like, oh my god, can you believe my nana said this?
I do love your nana, Beryl.
Oh, shut up about my nana. Mol has met my nana once, and I have been hounded every time that I have seen my nana since. Why aren't you more like that lovely wee English girl? Because I'm fucking not. End of story. She's lovely. She's so beautiful. You be nice to her, Lara. Or what? We're gonna do, Beryl. Huh? What you gonna do? Anyway, so we're getting off topic already. We are chronic ramblers. We decided to start this adventure off on Valentine's Day. This will be the premiere episode talking about the highs of Valentine's Day, the lows of Valentine's Day, what you're doing for Valentine's Day, what I'm doing for Valentine's Day, and what that means. Because, there's so many people who, I think if you've never been in like a real relationship, and I know that's a tricky word, real, but 4 letters, real, it's really hard. Real. Hashtag be real. Anyway. I think that, especially whenever I was younger, I was on Tumblr looking at all these pictures of like, a million red roses scattered across the bed, and I was like, oh my god, that's what true love is. No. True love is the fact that every single night, even though he's already in bed, I wake him up and say, can you refill my water bottle, please? Yeah. And he gets up and does it. That's love.
Yeah. Can you bring me some snacks?
Yeah. It's like, excuse me, I'm feeling a little bit peckish. What do you want? Can I have a full meal? It's 3 a.m. Yeah, but I'm hungry. And they do it.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. A nice romantic cruise in the Bahamas, ooh. Yeah. But you know what would be even nicer? Like 5 minutes peace.
On a beach, sipping pina coladas.
Pina coladas?
Sipping pina coladas on the beach.
Pina coladas. And getting caught in the wet. Okay, what are your plans for Valentine's Day? Talk me through you and Jordy's plans.
Okay. On Valentine's Day, I will get up. I will let the dog out for her wee-wees. I will go upstairs, put my face on, have a wee-wee myself, go to work.
The dog comes first.
Always.
Oh, yeah.
The dog comes first. She gets her prime ground lamb raw meat served in a lovely bowl, a little
heart-shaped platter.
I wish. I don't even have a heart-shaped platter, to be fair. Everyone always buys these Valentine's trinkets, and I was in Sainsbury's earlier, and they have all the really cute, like, they got Valentine's cardigans, and like, what are those things that you hang on the walls, like with
garlands.
Yeah, they have the Valentine's garlands that are like fabric, but they're like fabric love hearts. And the letters like to hang up. I'm like, who the fuck is hanging this?
I was waiting for your face to tell me what emotion you were feeling there, because I was looking at you like, I
was like, who the fuck is hanging this?
I'm sorry, if I came into this house on Valentine's Day and Jay had strung up fucking garlands that said Happy Valentine, well, it wouldn't have been Swedish, but and a hjärtans dog, I'd be like, how much did you spend on that? He'd be like, I don't know, like $5. And I'd be like, you could have taken me to McDonald's and got me 20 nuggies.
Yeah,
Why do I want to
literally.
look at that?
Like, there were so many other things that I would rather you have spent that £5 on.
Exactly. This is the thing that really gets me about it. Like, I see so many, like, TikToks at the minute popping up that are like, if he doesn't do this on Valentine's Day, dump his ass. And I'm like, okay, but then the list is like, if he doesn't make you a handmade card with like 16 different types of media, you've got cardstock, you've got foam, you've got glitter, you got petals. I'm like, how much do you need? Go to the store, get a card for 90p. I don't care how much the card costs. I don't care how much the gift costs. Just show me that you love me for like 5 seconds and I'm really happy,
See, I'm not fussed about gifts, and every year me and Joel, we say we don't do gifts on Valentine's because you just end up with, garlands that you're never going to fucking use again.
Okay, but a garland is not a gift, girl. I'm sorry, but if someone comes to you and is like, Happy Valentine's Day, here's a garland, be like, what do you want me to do? Kill myself? Hang myself on it? Yeah.
No, but I feel like spending that money even on the decorations and like the balloon, I'm like, it's going to go flat like in a week.
Who's giving you a balloon as a gift? Are
No,
you
but like
fine?
they attach it to the gift bags, don't they? And they're like, oh, here's a lovely heart shape. Have you seen some of the men that literally have like the hotel room, the rose petals, the candles lit, and they've put like 50,000 fucking, it's the Amazon of Valentine's Day balloons. And I'm like, oh my God.
But do you want to know why it's the Amazon and Valentine's Day balloons?
Why?
Because they hoping they go meet the Amazonian python. Oh!
My anaconda don't.
That's what it was. Anaconda. I couldn't find the word for anaconda. There we go.
Literally. But I can't fathom for Valentine's Day because they hike the prices up. Like, it's a hype. That's all it is. It's a hype every single year. And couples, I feel like there's this pressure to compete with each other. Like, oh, what did he get you? What did he do for you? Did he like spend loads of money on like petals that are going to like wither and die in 3 days?
This is another thing about you get the roses. I understand getting flowers. I love to get flowers.
Yeah.
But what I don't understand is buying one bouquet for her to have, then buying an entirely different bouquet just to rip the petals off, throw it around like you're fucking a stripper on the Magic Mike stage. Take those petals, bitch.
Take them petals.
Yeah. I don't understand. Like, plus the fact. They're still living things at the end of the day. They still, don't get me wrong, they're dying. They're on like they're attached to a life support machine. At this point, they're in a vase full of water. That's life support for flowers. But they're gonna die anyway. But they've still got life in them. Don't rip them up to just rip them.
Yeah.
What I mean?
What's the point? But make it make sense.
It's like the people that do like the milk baths for their like pregnancy photo shoots, and they like fill a bathtub with milk and water and throw flower petals in there. I'm like, are you who cleans your house? Because you certainly are not sitting there afterwards scrubbing every single inch of your bathtub to make sure it don't smell like rotten milk in a week.
I tell you what, I have done a milk bath before. And it's a weird sensation, like, let me tell you.
You got babies?
No, not for a pregnancy shoot. I literally read that Queen Cleopatra used to bathe in milk, and all of the proteins in the milk were what kept her skin youthful and like, glowy, dewy. That's what she was associated with. So I thought, I'll try it. So I literally got like a gallon of milk.
I'm learning things about you I didn't want to know.
Yeah, see, it's a learning experience with me. Like, I just do weird shit and then eventually tell someone what I did. I did take a milk bath. I ran the bath so it was nice and warm, and then just added the gallon of milk so that you still have, the proteins and everything. And then, because I was worried about, the funky milk smell, I then added almost like, it was like a milk bubble bath as well to it. You can actually buy powdered milk for your bubble bath as well. It's an actual thing. A friend bought it me years ago as a joke, and I was like, no, I love this. Like, this is great. I haven't got to buy like nasty milk from Tesco Express.
You're going through Tesco checkout. It's like milk.
What are you doing with that, girl? I'm filling the bathtub.
It's like, oh, I just wanted to have a nice luxurious evening. You're gonna drink all that? No, I'm gonna bathe in it. I just don't get it. Like, you know, there's so, like, that's another thing on Valentine's Day. There's this, like, stigma about, like, getting a hotel room. Like, okay, I don't know about you, but, like, in Derry, where I'm from, it's, like, take them out to, like, one of the best restaurants, then get it, like, a hotel room booked, take a nice, relaxing bubble bath together. The whole point of a relaxing bubble bath is that you're not in there with me. Me and Jay, in the beginning honeymoon stages of our relationship, we used to bath together. But it always led to sex. Sometimes I just want to take a bath.
Yeah.
Like, there's this big, like, culture thing in Sweden. And I don't know if it's a culture thing or if it's a his family thing, but, like, my first time being here, I went to get a shower. And we were, you know, with his parents in, like, the other wing of the house, Jay's. You know,
sorry.
house.
We're just in the East Wing,
Sorry,
you know.
In the East Wing. Nobody goes to the West Wing. And Belle's like, bitch, don't tell me what not to do.
I'm gonna go to the West Wing.
Don't let me say the West Wing. But yeah, Jay's parents, like, I was coming upstairs to get in the shower, like, into, like, the other wing where the main bathroom was. And they were like, where is Johannes? And I was like, oh, he's downstairs. And they were like, you don't want him to shower with you? And I was like, no. And they were like, why?
No.
We all do it. And I was like, yeah, but I'm not gonna. And they literally, like guilt tripped me almost into be like, oh, but you're in a relationship. You would want to see each other naked in the shower. And I was like, this is not something I'm comfortable talking about. I have known you like 1 week.
With the in-laws.
Yeah, like the amount of times I've seen like the whole family like get out of the lake, practically starkers. Like some people go and bathe in that lake, starkers. Like, literally just run in, run out. Like, there's been times that me and Jay have been having, like, a nice romantic date night stroll along the beach, like, down by the lake. And then all of a sudden, fucking Sven comes along with his fucking Roger just wanging out of the water. And I'm like, hello, Sven! What a nice package! You know?
There's the sausage I ordered.
Yeah, but it's like, you know, the whole, like, thing about, maybe, am I just not in love? Like, do you ever want to get into a bubble bath, right? You've got it all nice and warm, you've got a book, you've got a little tray to like put your phone and shit on, you've got like a drink, you've got a beverage, and then all of a sudden Jor comes in, strips off, gets in, he's splashing water and bubbles all over the place, and you're just like, you're telling me you're gonna sit there and be like, wow, this is so lovely. Amazing. I
mean, I wish I could relate, but I don't have a bath.
Neither do I anymore.
That's a touchy subject because I really want a bath.
I miss a bath. Maybe that's what we should do. Whenever I come see you, we should have our own Valentine's Day where we go to a hotel, we have a bath, not together. Get the fuck out of my bath. You're gonna come in and play this exact segment from the podcast and be like, but you said to get the bath.
Yeah.
So I'm like, no.
You said, you said, and you quote.
Like, okay, what's like the biggest Valentine's Day gesture you've ever had?
I think that the biggest gesture like I've ever had for Valentine's Day, and again, this is just like for me because since me and Jory have been together, we haven't made a big deal of it because I do find it's overpriced and overhyped. But like the most I've got is like, will you be my girlfriend on Valentine's Day? And I knew the guy like 2 weeks. And I was like...
That was your Valentine's Day present words?
Yeah. in a card saying, will you be my girlfriend? Okay. And then, do you remember the dairy milk, like either eggs or balls, and they had like a scoopy spoon and you'd scoop the... like mousse out.
Yes.
Right. I was obsessed.
Those were some good spoons.
Yes.
Those were really good spoons.
Yeah, you could keep them. They were like plastic.
Yes. Do you do this too? Where like if you like find a tiny spoon, it's way better to eat any dessert with like small. Oh my god.
Yeah. I don't like eating desserts with a normal tablespoon. It has to be with a little teaspoon.
Like a horse.
Yeah.
Eating something with a
literally like shovel.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like,
give me like the smallest, daintiest little like teaspoon, especially if it has like a nice long handle. I'm like, oh, I am delicatessen combined.
It's like a caviar spoon.
Yes. Okay. I mean, words in a car. I mean, given the fact I know how that relationship went, I don't care. I kind of still want to stab him. I don't think I've ever had anything nice done on Valentine's Day.
Really?
I mean, keep in mind, before Jay, I was just chronic whore. I wouldn't even say whore. I didn't sleep with people. This was my thing. I'm still like, I don't care how long I know you. Turn the lights off. Like, do not look at me naked. I would rather die.
Yeah.
So I can say this now. And if this podcast ever goes anywhere, I pray none of the people I've dated see this. But I used to have guys I would have a guy that would take me out for breakfast. So I would go out for breakfast with him, get him to drop me off at the guy that was taking me out for lunch's house, and then do the same for dinner. And
so
then just
you literally had a roster, like she's like, I got my boys in my roster.
Me past the last, But this is the thing, like, they were all like, oh, like, when are we gonna have sex? And I was like, that's so funny that you think that's happening. And the second they wanted something in return, I was like, next, like,
next.
I wrote in the next guy. I was like,
next.
hey, Thunder, do you have breakfast availability? No? Okay, next guy, do you have breakfast?
I love that, you're just penciling guys in, like, breakfast, lunch, dinner.
A girl needed her meals. Like, I don't get me wrong, there was a couple guys that, like, they were only started off as, like, say a lunchtime guy. But then I was like, oh, I'm going to get rid of dinner and breakfast guy because I'm feeling so much for him. And then all of a sudden he was cheating on me, and the girl was throwing up on my shoes and telling me that he was cheating on me while she was vomiting on my shoes on New Year's Eve. Yeah, and then I called him, was like, you should come get your girlfriend. He was like, I thought you weren't going out tonight. I was like, I wasn't, but she was. So he came and picked her up, and I fucking threw her in the back of his fucking big truck. And he was like, I can explain. And I was like, shove your explanation up your truck's ass, up her ass, up your ass. And this is whenever I stopped dating again. I was like, nah, fuck that.
See, I feel like that right there is actually really nice, because when you get to incidents like that where obviously he's a lying, cheating dick, the girl gets so much of that blame. But she's probably none the wiser. She's probably just.
No, she was, because while she was throwing up, she was laughing on my shoes and going, "He told me he doesn't even like you." And I was sitting like, I could grab you by the messy bun right now and smash your head against the concrete, but instead I will feed you this glass of water, and I will be calm. This was before I was psychotic. Yeah,
before.
There was,
there was a time when you went psychotic.
Believe it or not, I used to be a very calm individual. Believe it or not. Okay, obviously it's a not. Got it?
You're not convincing me.
I ain't fooling you, bitch.
No, you've told me your deepest, darkest secrets inside to you, and I'm like, girl, you need therapy. You're the Lulu, but I love you still.
You're the Lulu, but I love you. I just think that it's like, because you're right, like there's so many people, like I've heard horror stories of like, oh yeah, we were supposed to go out for Valentine's Day, and he told me that like he wasn't available because he was working, and then I saw like a charge on his card to this hotel, so I went to the hotel and there he was, balls deep in fucking Susie Ann, the next door neighbor. Like, can you imagine? And this is where I just feel like it's not worth it. Like, honestly, to be fair, completely, like, brutally honest, I know Jay won't cheat on me. If he dared, he would die, and he knows that. But if I saw a charge on his card for a hotel room for Valentine's Day, my thoughts would not be, oh, that's for me. I'd be like, oh, you whore!
Instantly, you just go to, he must be cheating. But that's your past, like, knocking on the door, like, oh, remember me?
But, like, also, if he did do that, I'd be like, that's such a waste. Like, I'd be perfectly happy staying at home with the dog and the hamster and, like, watching a good movie and, like, getting a really good pizza.
Yeah, like, our tradition is steak dinner.
Yeah.
Steak dinner. We'll exchange the cards in the morning at the breakfast table when we're literally, like, groggy and, like, still drinking our coffee.
Take your card, yeah.
Yeah, literally. He's like a caveman. He's like, you. And I'm like, yours.
Yeah.
But I do feel like men don't take the time anymore to sit down and write love notes to their partners.
No. I had this conversation the other day with Jay. I was like, I am terrified for the day we get married, because I think that I will have read out these long, beautiful vows about what you mean to me and about what our relationship has accomplished, and I feel like you're going to pull like a neon green post-it note out of like your suit pocket and be like, I love you. Kiss the bride. And I'll be like, oh, where's the rest, And he was like, no, of course I'll be more romantic. And so I was like, okay, tell me, Jay does this thing. I don't know if Jor does this. Do you and Jor talk dirty? Like, just in general, like, is there ever a time where, like, you know, you'll do, like, a smidge of dirty talk?
Not really. Like, our idea of dirty talk is, do you want to get a Big Mac?
It's like, I have
extra cheese.
I told Jay before, I'm like, you know, like, we should try, like, spice it up, like, talk dirty. And I don't know what's wrong with Jay. The second you ask him to speak, like, you know, the man is fluent in Swedish and English. He should be able to speak, right? The second you ask him to speak, like, on command, he turns into, like, Shakespeare. But shit. He turns into Shakespeare.
That was not where I thought you were going with that. He turns into Shakespeare, but shit.
Like, Shakespeare, I swear to God. Like, you know, the other day, I was like, you know, like, tell me what these vows are going to be. And he was like, when I met you, it was like the lights turned on in my life, my beautiful flower. It was like all the heavens and the moons opened and sent me this angel. And I was like, what? That makes the heavens and the moons? Which moons? Where moons? How many moons do you see in the sky, you know? Like, I don't get it. Like, it doesn't make sense. It's like, sometimes, like, he'll send me, like, a cute little message and be like, oh, like, I love you, like, bug. And I'm like, oh, that's cute. I'm like a little insect. Like, it's a sweet thing. And then sometimes he'll be like, my most precious blossom flower sent from the heavens and rained on by the power of 1,000 springs. And I'm like, hold the phone. Shut the fuck up. That's disgusting. It doesn't even make sense. Like, if Jor came home to you with this Valentine's Day card, right, it gives it to you on Valentine's morning, and you open it up, and on the inside it's like, Mols, you were the light of my life when there was no light, the flame in the dark before flame had been discovered, you are a precious rosebud that has only been watered by the tears of virgins. You'd be like, I'm sorry, are you on crack? What's wrong with you?
I would literally be like, did you go on Reddit and just find like the worst poem you could find?
This is it. I'm like, women don't want all that. It's like, you know, I watched this video on TikTok the other day, and it was a guy explaining how to talk dirty to girls. I'm looping back in. It was a guy explaining how to talk dirty to girls for men, right? And it was like, girls either like to be praised or degraded. Some like both. But anyway, if you're praising, it doesn't have to be my sweet, beautiful starshine. Oh my God, most perfect angel in the world. No, it's too much. A simple good girl is fine. And then it was, and with the degrading, it doesn't have to be hurtful. Because there was a friend of his that, you know, was fucking a girl, and she was like, oh, I really like whenever, like, people degrade me. So he called her a fat alcoholic pig while back, like, during back shots.
Oh my God.
And he was confused as to why she started crying. Like, I'm sorry.
Okay, there's like a simple man right there. Like,
yeah. But, like, you know, if I said to Jay, like, right now, like, get in here and, like, talk dirty to me, he'd be like, oh, you are stinky. You have not washed your vagina in 2 days. Like, I just don't feel... I feel like there's a real disconnect with men now on what romance is and what romance is portrayed as, like, in the media. Like, when's the last time you watched, like, a Hallmark Christmas movie or, like, a Hallmark movie of, like, Valentine's Day, and you saw just a regular Valentine's interaction of, like, exchanging cards, having a nice dinner, maybe, like, a sentimental conversation, like, I'm so glad I have you. When's the last time you saw that?
In my dreams with, like, Henry Cavill.
Yeah, exactly, because, like, Hallmark movies portray it as, oh, I booked us a 9-day cruise across the Atlantic with a brief pit stop in the Bermuda Triangle. We are going to go find Cthulhu, whatever his name is, and then we are going to come back and make monster alien sex on the bed. I've been reading a lot of books.
You instantly go to, like, you know, what gives you the ick in real life, but it's actually really hot in, like, you know, your mind, and it's like, men.
Exactly.
Because the fictional men that are written by women are just top tier, because the women know what women want.
Exactly.
And we don't want, you know,
I don't need a bed full of rose petals. I don't need a bed of rose petals. I'm sorry, if we're going to be having sex on a bed of rose petals, I'm going to be sweating, you're going to be sweating, we're both going to have to get up and, like, rinse the rose petals off us, because they'll be stuck to our sweaty asses. You know what doesn't scream Valentine's Day to me? Having to like pull sweaty rose petals off of his ass. That just don't scream love and adoration to me. It screams, Jesus, you need to work out more if you're sweating this much from a simple exploit, you know?
Like, for the last 30 seconds, you sweat this much? Seriously?
Come on. You didn't even hit the timer. It was 25 seconds on the timer.
We set targets, okay? The rings are not filled.
My Apple Watch didn't even connect that as a workout, bro. Come on. Did you see that on Reddit?
Which one?
This girl and her boyfriend like got Apple Watches at the same time. But the iCloud account that they were using was like a family's iCloud account. And at the next family dinner, like they were sat down and there was a conversation because every time they finished having sex, the whole family's like every Apple product got a notification saying they had just finished working out at the same time. And so they were like, "Oh, like are you going to the gym a lot?" And they were like, "No, like absolutely not." Why? And they were like, "Do you like go on runs?" And they were like, "No." And they were like, "Well, then what's these workouts that are always ending at the exact same time together?" And they were like,
"Oh my god, that's terrifying!" Like
I know,
I would
right?
be more. I would be like, yeah, I joined a gym and I'm obsessed. I'm addicted.
Mm-hmm. But they'd already asked these questions. You know, they can't backtrack then and be like, "Oh yeah."
I'll be like, "Oh yeah, that shit. Oh, of course."
You said gym? I thought you said gin. I
know you said gin, girl. I don't drink. I'm working out.
I actually have. There was a girl I used to work with. Amazing girl, love her to pieces. But she she's a big health freak. Like, you know, super into her health. Like, does like over 20,000 steps every day. She's like incredible. But like, we were talking about sex one day, like at work. And she showed me on her watch. She's like, "Oh yeah, I had sex last night. Look how many calories I burned." It was like over 3,000. I was like, "Girl, you're doing acrobatics? This Cirque du Soleil Posse?" Like, what is this?
Cirque du Soleil Posse.
Yeah, it's French.
Oui, oui.
Oui.
Magnifique.
I just was like, "Wow, girl!" Like, and then I was like, maybe I should try that. And then I thought, I never, ever want to make myself feel that bad. You know, like me and Jay have sex, and it's like 2 calories burnt. You're welcome. High five.
It's literally like you get 3 pumps in, you check engine light come on, and then your kneecaps overheat.
It's like 2 drugged up sloths trying to climb the same tree. At the one branch, you know, there's a yeah. I'm done. They just fall to the floor. That's it. Right.
Just
love
like,
that.
Okay, I want my snacks now.
Yeah. I just think it's so funny how, like, you know, we have this like idea in our head, especially like around like romance and like especially this day of the year. It's so hyped at this day of the year. You are right, it is overhyped. But like, I feel like in my old like group of friends, if I wouldn't have came back like post Valentine's Day and been like, "Oh yeah, we fucked all night, homie," they'd be like, "Oh, that's the disappointing." Like, that's not love.
No,
be real.
Not. I feel like love in the grand scheme of things isn't your partner spends one day plowing into you. I'd rather have that massive collection split out all through the year. And there are multiple ways for somebody to say "I love you." You know, like
100%.
have you eaten enough today? Did you put your
Are you
seatbelt
well?
on? Yeah.
Are you well?
Are you well? Hades is the best boyfriend ever.
Seriously.
You know, if men buy Scarlett
if he
St.
don't
Clair,
have horns, I'm not interested.
basically.
Horns, wings, tattoos. There we go.
Horns, wings, tattoos, the trifecta right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If he has all 3, my god.
He literally does.
Is here.
He has glamour, and he could take it away if you're like, "I'm not feeling the horny, you know, look."
It's giving goat.
It's giving goat, not like greatest of all time. You know, like, but no, I just feel it's so overhyped. And
it's the fact that like there's so many young girls. Like, I always think back to like me like 10 years ago, like sitting like having not experienced like a real Valentine's Day yet, going like, "Oh, when's it ever gonna happen? If he doesn't do this, he doesn't love me." Like, bitch, shut the fuck up. Yeah. Like, love is not Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Can we talk about something more important?
Oh, here we go. What's more?
Pancake Tuesday is the day before Valentine's Day this year. I would argue that's a better day.
Oh, definitely. Like, pancakes.
Hello.
Elite.
Nutella.
How do you take your
Slap it on
pancakes? What's your ideal pancake?
Depends. Are we talking about pancakes or crepes?
Oh.
Because I know on Pancake Day,
I can't make crepes at home. Okay, it just doesn't work. You got to get it like paper thin, and ain't nobody.
You have to have one of those little machines with like the long wooden dial on a stick that you twirl.
Yeah, I can't be dealing with that. But if I'm like away on holiday, the crepes abroad are like elite, fantastic.
There's a creperie here, and I'm like, creperie, give me a bit of that creperie.
Come here to mama. But yeah, I will make, the shitty pancake mix, that comes in a bottle and you shake it with all your ingredients and then you'll like pour it out.
Those are crepes. The ones the ones in the shaker bottles are not pancakes, they are crepes.
It literally says pancake mixture, just add.
Right. Okay, but whenever you pour it into the thing, is it thin batter or is it thick batter?
It's thick, like.
Okay, then we're getting different pancake mixes. I apologize.
Well, that's your, European continental.
Excuse me, I haven't had a pancake day here yet, and also I make my own fucking pancakes, bitch.
I make my own fucking pancakes.
I'm a from scratch kind of gal.
Okay, you calm down, Scratchy. All right, let's just chill.
Please.
I think I like mine with strawberries, caramel drizzle over the top, and a dash of lemon juice, because you gotta have lemon juice. I love lemon juice on pancakes.
Okay, you're disgusting. That's nasty.
Okay, you're rude. Okay, this is my preference.
It hurts. Like, okay, if I'm having a crepe, like it's just like Nutella, and then fold it all up and like bite 3 layers of like chocolate. Oh my god, it's sensational. It's orgasmic. But if I'm doing like traditional like buttermilk pancakes, like where it's a thick boy, you gotta have it with bacon, eggs, and maple syrup.
I'm not a fan of the savoury with the sweet.
Oh my god, have you never got like a Chinese and got like the barbecue style like char siu like ribs, and they come in that honey glaze, and then you dip your salty chips in the glaze? It takes me to heaven, and I don't believe in heaven. So that it goes far. It transports me a real distance if it's taking me into somewhere that I don't even believe in,
No, I don't like. I think it's because at the Chinese I don't like sweet and sour sauce.
I don't like sweet and sour sauce, but that's sweet and sour, not sweet and salty. That's different.
Yeah, well, you've got sweet and salty because you've got like the glaze, the honey glaze. So yeah, I like the Jack Daniels glaze that they make for TGI Fridays, because you can buy them in the kits now.
Never had Iceland. A TGI Fridays.
Girl, when you come over in March, we're gonna go TGI Fridays.
Thank God it's Friday. No, I've never been. Is it good?
It is good. It's really embarrassing though, because over here, when someone tells the staff that it's your birthday, they come out with like a slice of cake and they make you stand on a fucking chair whilst they sing this really crazy like song where it's literally like sound up, stand up, it's your birthday, and they're literally.
Do you know what you should not have told me about?
You will not. Okay, we're not going to TGI Fridays now. When you come over.
Okay, you think I can't figure out a way to get Jor to take me there and have Jor on this too?
Oh, really?
Jor, it's Mol's birthday. Oh my god, it is your birthday! When I'm with you next, it is your birthday. So
it is my birthday.
It'll be your birthday present to me to let me embarrass.
I've had that before though. I went for my 21st birthday and they just make you look like a twat. Simple.
More so than usual?
Yeah, actually. I didn't think it was possible, but yeah. Thanks for making me feel great about myself. Great talk. Good talk.
Great talk. Anyway, so we're really rambling on here about the importance of Valentine's Day and about, what you yourself would like to do. I just think, like, generalized message to, like, end up the topic. It is not always about the grand gesture. Sometimes it is just about the fact that you have a partner who isn't putting their dick in another woman. Yeah, all the time.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
That's the bar right there.
Yeah, like just don't put your penis anywhere else. This is, like those acrobats that swing around. I feel like that's what cheaters do. They're like, I'm not. Oh, yes, I am. I'm not. Oh, yes, I am.
Yeah, they just keep going and going until someone goes, stop that. I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And even then, sometimes it doesn't do anything, but we'll not talk about that.
And I think as well, to any of the listeners that are single, it's really not all that it's cracked up to be at all. and eventually there will be someone that comes along and will write the nice cards for you and will buy you the flowers.
Nobody stays single forever. There's one thing I wish I could go back and tell my younger self, because I was like a chronic like looker for like the one. Like, it's not that important. Like, nobody stays single forever. Nobody. So you trolling the internet and trolling like seedy dive bars and just trying your damnedest, it's just going to give you a headache. Just don't even bother. When the one comes along, they'll come along. And to all the people I know who are like, and like, all the like the Reddit comments and the Tumblr comments, like, but what, he can't come into my house, I'm reading a book in bed. Yeah, of course they're not going to come into your house. Go out. Don't just sit in. Go out to have fun. Go out to make you happy. Don't go out with the sole intention in mind, like I used to, of, I'm going out tonight, I need to look hot because I want to get a snog.
Yeah.
It's disgusting. Ew. Dirty little bitch.
Naughty girl. But yeah, definitely don't lower your standards.
No.
Because I feel like I did that. It was like, oh my god, a guy's paying me attention, but it's like,
oh look, he winked at me from across a bar. This must mean he's going to father my children. No.
They're just doing like the bare minimum to get your attention and keep you.
I know a very young girl, and she was like I think she was a temp at work, and she came in and she was like, oh yeah, he date raped me once and now we're dating. And I was like, he drugged you and now you're dating? And she was like, but yeah, he said that it was an accident. And I was like, oh! I beg your biggest pardon.
How is that an accident?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's not easy to get hold of those kind of drugs, like, especially because of what they're used for. Exactly. So you'd have to be very careful if you were dealing something like that. But it's not, just like, going to Tesco's and getting a gallon of milk. It's not the same.
Excuse me, can I have your finest Rohypnol? Thank you.
Yes.
Yes, would you like it in a pink bag? Or would you like the paper bag? It's better for the environment.
Yeah, recycle.
I just know, but so desperate for love that's like, what she thought was completely normal and, acceptable and okay.
Yeah, and I do feel that this is like maybe social media and people saying that this is what love looks like, and I'm like, no, that's just what some person's perception of love is.
Yes.
Which is the money and the gifts and the Chanel bags and the petals and the hotel room in Dubai and all of that. No.
Shove your Chanel bag up your jacksie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love
Give me
is
a bucket
what
of fried
you
chicken.
make it. Love is what you make it.
Especially because, have you ever found, there's a lot of, these, dark romance books out there at the minute. Don't get me wrong, I love a dark romance. But there's some of them that are Jesus, people are writing this, and some impressionable young teenager's going to pick this up, look at it, and be like, oh, so if he's not putting the handle end of a knife inside my pussy and then stabbing himself with it on the other side, it's not love. Excuse me?
Or if he's stalking me,
oh my god,
it's great. He loves me. His love is true. No, he's love bombing you. It's toxic. It's manipulative.
He's a psycho. He needs to be in jail. Yeah.
But anyone that's listening.
Like this need to exist, because I think there's so many women out there, grown ass women, who read these books and like, oh my god, it's so nice, and I'm like, girl, go to therapy.
Yeah, no. Literally. I will pay for your therapy. Go and talk to somebody, because there is clearly an issue.
Yeah, she can pay for your therapy. I, however, will give you what's called the Irish therapy treatment. It's where we get a really, really big chair and hit you in the back of the head with it until you're fucking sensible. We don't care if you get brain dead in the process. You're already halfway fucking there.
There's the Irish in you.
There she is.
There's my cure.
Okay, let's stop talking about Valentine's Day and let's move on to what I think will be an amazing little snippet for this podcast. Let's talk about the messiest thing that's happened to us this week. I think we're gonna call this segment "What's the Mess?" So, for this week, what is the messiest thing that's happened to you?
Oh gosh, what's the messiest thing that's happened to me this week?
Oh my god, the pressure of a mess.
The pressure of a mess. Cinder mozzarella. Cinder mess. Okay, so I think the mess for me this week has probably been just Getting my car MOT'd, you know.
Oh, speaking of MOTs, didn't you get like another MOT?
Oh, yeah.
Like a downstairs MOT?
Yeah, the downstairs MOT
Yeah.
that all girls over the age of 25 in the United Kingdom must attend regular
Actually,
screening.
it should start younger than that because my mum pushed for me to get mine at 19 and they were like dead set against it, but whenever they did it, whenever I was 19, I already had cancer cells. I already had like the beginning of the cells.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so like I think it's from the second you're sexually active, you should be getting like a stick up there poking it around, you know.
Well, yeah,
Not
definitely.
not like a garden stick, but like just like a medical stick.
Yeah.
A swab.
A
That's what
swab. It will
it's called.
take samples from your cervix. Okay.
So you had to get your car MOT'd.
Yeah, I had to get the car MOT'd on
Did it pass?
Saturday. Yeah, it passed. But you
Okay.
always, like, you know, it's just a hassle, isn't it? You know, like, I've got to take it to the garage. I've got to sit around and wait. Yeah, you don't drive, but I do. So I've been doing this for like
It's so hard
14 years.
when I have to take my shoes into the garage and say, look, I've been walking in them. Oh no.
Let me tell you something. When you get to an MOT garage and they say, it's failed, you're like, I'm sorry, what?
I beg your biggest pardon.
Especially when the MOT has already expired and you can't drive nowhere else because there's cameras everywhere and you're terrified you're going to get pulled over by the police. They're just going to know that your MOT's expired. Like, we've got you now. You're like, I'm sorry. But yeah, no, it was definitely the MOT and then the anxiety of having you know, my smear test done as well. That was terrifying, and it's just uncomfortable. Like, you know, I won't lie to anyone who's not had one before. They are just unpleasant because naturally anyone poking down there when it's not consensual in the sense of the fun time, yeah, it is really, you know, just awkward, like, you know, opening your legs in front of the nurse.
My first smear test, I was in like the back room of like the surgery. And I was so uncomfortable. Whenever I'm uncomfortable, I either cry or I laugh. And I was laughing so loudly that my mother was texting me, and I was like literally on my phone, like receiving these messages as fucking Geraldine was down, like with a toilet brush inside. And my mum was going, would you stop fucking laughing? Everyone is looking like you're a psychopath. Like, a woman asked me what you were getting done, and I told her you were getting your smear, and she is so concerned because you're laughing so hard. I was laughing so hard because I was so uncomfortable that they heard me through 3 doors.
Wow.
Either they're really shitty doors or I've got a really big laugh.
I think you're just loud. I can hear you from here. You know, you're in Sweden. Like, I don't need these headphones
in.
I can still hear you, bitch.
Okay, so you had MOT, smear, anxiety mess.
Yeah, what was your mess this week? What have you had to
I have purposefully not told you about this story because I was saving it.
Oh, we're keeping secrets now?
Yes, we are. I was saving it for this exact moment because I knew that we wanted to get this done this week, and I thought, okay, it happened. My first thought was to ring you and tell you because, you know, you're my go-to call for everything. But I had to refrain. Instead, I've been telling it to strangers on the street.
Okay, let's hear the skip.
As you know, I was throwing a pillow at Jay to get him up.
Yes.
And he, how uncalled for, he tried to defend himself against me.
Oh, how dare he.
Dude, grow up. It's a fucking pillow, you know? So he, like, raised his arm, and you know that little, like, bony part of your wrist? I, like, smashed my whole ring finger against that part. Like, my whole hand swole up. It was awful. You saw all of this. It was bad, you know? I went to A&E 2 days later, and they, like, the receptionist thought, was like, it's not that swollen, and I, like, showed her my other hand, and she was like, oh. And I was like, yeah, it's...
Yeah, look at the control here.
I don't know where you got your degree from, Miss Receptionist, but I'm going to see a fucking doctor whether you like it or not. So I got through to see a doctor. I got to see the triage nurse first, and she was like, "It's not that swollen." On the other hand, she was like, "Oh yeah, let me get the doctor." So I got like pulled through to this doctor, and I'm in Sweden. So a lot of the doctors here are not actually like Swedish. They are people that have moved here and learned Swedish, and that's fine. The only problem is everyone takes like a take on the Swedish language differently. I don't know why. To me, a language is kind of universal, but like, you know, the guy that I know at the bar, the guy that owns the bar, he like, instead of saying självklart, which is of course, he says självklart. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. I can get that. Went in, was talking to the doctor, and he said, I'm going to send you for a Runken. And I was like, excuse me? Can you say that one more time? I said, "Vad do? Can you say that again?" And he said, yeah, we're going to send you for a röntgen. And I was like, a röntgen. Because the Swedish word for masturbation is runka. So whenever you add en to something, it means the. So I thought he was telling me he was sending me for the masturbation. So I just turn, as I do, and I said to Jay, did he just tell me to go masturbate? And the doctor turns around and he goes, what did she say? Because he can't understand my English. And Jay explains, oh no, she's saying that, the words runka, masturbate, and röntgen, x-ray sound very similar. And the doctor, since he is not Swedish, picks this up as, I'm asking the doctor if he wants me to masturbate him with my gammy hand. So the doctor's like, that is so inappropriate. Like, what is she talking about? I thought her hand was sore.
Oh my
And I'm sitting there going,
gosh.
no. I thought you wanted to masturbate me to make my hand better, like the endorphins or something. And it just kept spiraling and getting worse. And by the end of it, the doctor just went, okay, no masturbation. Go get bone picture. And I was like, bone picture, dick pic? And he was like, oh my God. By this stage, Jay was just like, it's okay, I'll get it. And then it trails me out, and he's like, oh my God, I cannot believe that just happened. And I was like, they sound so similar. Röntgen.
I think
To masturbate.
Only you could have this conversation with a medical professional in another language and get from x-ray to masturbation.
They are literally the exact same word, only with en added on. Like,
wow.
When you add en to a word, it means the. I thought he was sending me for the masturbation. And I was like, I mean, Jay's right here, but if you want to have a go, like, is it going to make this any better?
It's like in the Victorian days where a doctor's prescription would be for a woman. She just needs to literally
like,
get
she's
off.
Hysterical. Give her an orgasm.
Yeah. Get her rocks off. We have the device right here.
Medieval torture device comes out. Men in the 1900s. Men in the 1800s still could not find the clitoris. That was my mess. I told a doctor that I thought he wanted to masturbate me, and because his Swedish wasn't perfect, he thought that meant I was asking if I could wank him. I was not. It was all about an x-ray, so yeah. That was a fun time.
Well, that definitely has caused my mascara to run a little bit. Like,
I'm so sorry.
Don't be
Are you
sorry,
feeling my pain from having to masturbate with a fucked up hand?
Yeah, just a little, like, I saw your hand.
In fact, it was my right hand too, so like it was obviously all in masturbation territory.
That's your leading dominant hand.
Yeah, It's like, you want some? Ooh.
Just in case anybody needed to know, Lara's dominant hand is her right hand.
Yeah, I'm a righty.
That's how she gets shit done,
So yeah, that was my mess. Maybe like once the podcast picks up a little bit, we can have like other people who have messes and they can tell them to us and we can laugh in their mess also.
Yeah, I think that'd be nice.
Instead of just our own misery,
Yeah, because
do you hear my dog?
I can't hear Gibby.
Oh my! I can hear him. I think Jay's ignoring him. Jay must be like falling asleep or something because I can hear him outside the door, like, "Mother, let me in."
Oh, bless him, the poor Gibby.
Oh, the poor Gibby.
We love him. Bluey is downstairs because Daddy is cooking dinner. So where there is food, there is Blue.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. Me and Blue are very alike in that way.
In case anyone's wondering, this is literally our dogs that we love and adore more than life itself. Yes, children. They are our fur babies. They are. Well, she's my baby because she's a Shar-Pei. So I call her my baby.
You're so cute.
I love my baby.
The little baby.
Yes.
Okay. So we're on 50 minutes now. I don't think we've rambled on that much. Like, granted, we took about 25 million detours for the conversation, but you are speaking with a Gemini. That's only natural.
Yeah, that's true. And you know what? Your God complex actually hasn't, shown that much.
See, if you say that I have a God complex one more time. It's not that I have a God complex. I just am God.
Right, yeah. Everyone, kowtow.
I'm better than everyone, and you just need to accept that. Okay, you're an Aries. Shut the fuck up. You're a Ram.
I am.
Put your horns away.
I'm head of the zodiac.
Well, speaking of zodiac, did you know it's Chinese New Year? Like
of course,
New Year?
Yes.
Yeah, Year of the Dragon. I looked this up. It's meant to mean like strength, wisdom, power.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's what confused the doctor so much. He was like, I don't want a strong, powerful, wise masturbation. I'm not feeling that. He's like, I prefer my masturbation to be terrified and slightly submissive.
Oh, I tell you what, I did see. Have you seen that Build-A-Bear have done the dragon plush for the Dragon New Year? It's like
I've not seen that. You've not sent me that.
Oh my god. I will send you the pic, but you need to look at it because the tail is all like, feathered. It literally looks like a red feather tail, and like anyone that's
so
listening
cute.
that knows, Fourth Wing or Red Iron Flame and understands about the dagger, the Morning Star, the feather tails, or the significance of the dragons. Me and Lara are big fans. Like we love the series and we love the dragons. But this dragon, literally, I was like, it's like a red bandana, and he's got a little gold bow across his neck.
Oh, you have to send me that. But
yeah,
for now, we are going to wrap this up before we talk anymore, because we could just stay on here talking all night.
Oh yeah,
like we so often do. So, thank you so much for listening and tuning in for our first episode of our podcast. If you liked it, say something. Say something negative too if you hated it. I don't, it's fine. We can get into an argument on the internet. I've got nothing better to do with my time.
Lara, you can't bait the listeners, okay? Like, don't bait them.
Roast me in the comments. Talk about my bad finish and my masturbation.
But no, obviously, subscribe to our podcast.
Come on, wrap it up, bitch.
Yeah, we'll wrap this up. Yeah. But thank you guys for listening, and tune into episode 2.
Which will be maybe next week, maybe not. We don't know yet, because this is really fun and I might just want to do this every day. So.
Yeah, just release an episode every day. Like,
just
I have a job.
Thank you so much for listening to